Just ahead on CTV News.
With this year's Thanksgiving expected to be the busiest on record, families and TSA are conscious about transporting food. I'm Noel James, and coming up on CTV News, I'll bring you a few recipes for success for food transit.
What's on the menu at your Turkey Day feast? I'm Katara Jones. I'll tell you what some Prince Georgians are making coming up on CTV News.
Plus, Simon Bugs brings us our Wednesday sports page. Those stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening. This is CTV News for November 27th. I'm Mariah Jalad. Thanks for joining us. Motorists got a nice surprise at the pump this week. A new report shows that gas prices are the lowest they've been since 2021. For the 6th week in a row, gas prices have declined. And as of this Monday, the average price of gas was $3.01 per gallon. That's the lowest price since May of 2021. 31 states even have average gas prices below $3 per gallon. The low prices are good news for motorists, as more than 70% of Americans say they're driving to their Thanksgiving destination. And as millions of people head to the airport to get to their Thanksgiving Day destination, TSA wants travelers to make sure they catch their flight, not sour feelings. That's why TSA has some helpful packing tips for travelers this holiday season. First, make sure you empty out your suitcase, backpack, or duffel bag before you start putting your clothes or personal care products inside. This will help ensure that there are no prohibited items in your bag. Next, know before you go. This means travelers should be aware of what is allowed in a carry-on versus a checked bag. And the TSA is also urging travelers to know what food items and ingredients are allowed at checkpoints and which ones need to go in the checked luggage. From BWI, here's CTV's Noel James.
So you volunteered to bring the collard greens or the mac and cheese for Thanksgiving, but how are you transporting it? Here's what you need to know from the TSA about how to prepare and transport those dishes. With this year's Thanksgiving expected to be the busiest on record, a lot of food will also find its way in transit. The TSA is urging travelers to pay attention to TSA rules before agreeing to bring any ingredients or food items to the airport. Most foods can get through a security checkpoint, but some will need additional security screenings. Here's some food for thought. Place those items in an easy access place in your luggage. If you need to access them, they should be ready. If you have any liquids or gel-like foods, they follow the 3.4 ounces rule. Any more than that will need to go into the checked luggage. Store any foods properly. If it needs to be frozen, it needs to be ice cold when passing through security. Bring ice packs to maintain freshness. Most other dry foods, meats, vegetables, fruits, and casseroles will pass through a TSA checkpoint if properly packed. Make sure to use a cooler box or cooler bags. So remember folks, if it's a liquid or gel more than 3 ounces, you can spill it, spread it, spray it, pump it, or pour it. You need to check it. I'm Noel James at BWI in Baltimore for CTV News.
For more TSA travel tips, visit tsa.gov. And of course, Thanksgiving prep is in full swing, but don't let your feast lead to a plumbing fiasco. Just look at the video on your screen. Grease buildup inside pipes can cause massive blockages. WSSC Water is urging residents to can the grease to avoid messy store backups. Here's how. Pour cooking grease into a soup can, let it cool in the fridge, and toss it in the trash once it hardens.
It's a time of Thanksgiving. People are excited to meet with family. Everybody's cooking, getting ready for that big meal. People should always remember after they're done cooking this Thanksgiving and really year round, it's never pour grease down the drain. The easiest way to do it is just, pour it in a can, put a lid on it, let it cool down, and toss it. So what we like to say is, can it, cool it, toss it.
Remember, pouring grease down the drain can block pipes, cause overflows, and even harm the Chesapeake Bay. And don't be fooled, hot water won't fix the problem. Visit WSSCwater.com/canthegrease for more tips. And tomorrow morning, LARS, aka Laurel Advocacy Referral Services, will be hosting their 20th annual Race Against Hunger Turkey Trot. The race is the perfect opportunity to build up an appetite on Thanksgiving morning while giving back to a good cause. We spoke to LARS Executive Director Shannon Mouton on how the Turkey Trot benefits Laurel and surrounding communities.
The Race Against Hunger does exactly what it says. The Turkey Trot has morphed into a race against hunger because we literally use those funds to go to our food pantry as well as to our unhoused services, to making sure that the homeless in the area have food, have warm weather accessories, as well as stocking our food pantry for the next month or so. And so we really hope people can come out and join us on Thursday morning, Thanksgiving morning at 7:30. Race will kick off at 8, but if you want to register, we suggest you get there at 7:30. There will be a line for on-site registration, and join us at McCullough Field in Laurel, Maryland.
All right, again, the LARS Turkey Trot kicks off at 8 a.m. tomorrow, but for more information or to sign up, visit laureladvocacy.org. And Prince George's police are investigating a fatal shooting that happened in Laurel last night. Officers arrived at the 12600 block of Silver Birch Road shortly after 9 p.m. They found 58-year-old Jerome Stocks on the ground, suffering from gunshot wounds. Stocks was later pronounced dead on the scene. Anyone with any information on this case is asked to call 301-516-2512. And 4 more cities in Prince George's are now allowing non-citizens to vote in local elections. Edmonston joins the list with a recent 2-to-1 council vote. Hyattsville allows 16-year-old non-citizens who have lived in the city for 30 days before Election Day to vote. In Riverdale Park, they must live in the city for at least 45 days. In Mount Rainier, non-citizens must be 18 years old to vote. Maryland allows cities to maintain their own rules for non-citizen voting in local elections, but not for state and federal offices. And the county has received more than $7 million from national opioid settlements, funds that will go toward continuing to address the epidemic in the community. That money comes from lawsuits that states, counties, and cities file against opioid manufacturers and distributors. County health officials and community leaders are using that funding to form a newly created task force to address the opioid epidemic. The Opioid Abatement Task Force will help allocate settlement funds to projects that reduce opioid-related harm, focusing on prevention, treatment, and equitable support for communities most effective. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Mariah Jalad. Coming up, getting together with multiple family members can be stressful. I sat down with a counselor to discuss how you can navigate tough conversations with family this holiday season.
I'm Leslie, Chief Marketing Officer of Guns. We've never met, but I'm already in your head. My company manufactures guns, and I manufacture your manhood. I make men like you feel big and strong by selling you bigger guns and even bigger lies. And if motivating you doesn't work, I'll just scare you into buying one. Be a man. Take control. Protect your family from those people. I got plenty of tricks up my sleeve.
Well, the world's largest retailer is saying bye-bye to DEI. Walmart will be rolling back its diversity, equity, and inclusion policies. These policies include not renewing their 5-year commitment for an equity racial center and pulling out of the Human Rights Campaign's annual benchmark index for LGBTQ+ employee inclusion. The retail giant joins a rapidly growing list of corporations who are also scaling back DEI efforts following boycott threats by conservative activists. Walmart also will discontinue offering priority treatment to suppliers from minority race and gender groups. And Morgan State University hits a record-breaking enrollment, making them the 3rd largest historically black college or university in the nation. The school's enrollment for fall 2024 is nearly 11,000 students, which is a 9.4% increase from last year. Morgan reports this year has the largest freshman class ever and the largest graduate school enrollment, which is up 14% from last year. More than half of Morgan's student population is from Maryland. Well, many of us look forward to spending quality time with family over the holiday season, but for some, it can be a source of stress or anxiety. Earlier, I spoke with licensed clinical professional counselor Judalyn Altema-Kami about how people can navigate uncomfortable conversations with loved ones. Coming out of a divisive election cycle that we just went through, you know, political conversations are always on the table when it comes to family. How can we talk about those things with family, especially those that we might disagree with, without it turning into an argument?
First, I would say when it comes to things like that, because I figured that's probably going to be the popular thing this year because of the outcome of the election, I would start by knowing what you're walking into, right? So if you have that family member who you feel like may have went a certain way that you don't agree with, you're not in the business of convincing people or changing people's mind, and you could respectfully validate their thoughts and their feelings around, okay, I know you want to talk about this, but can we just enjoy each other? Like repeating that phrase over again. Or you can say things like, I hear you, I understand, though I don't agree, but I hear you. And just really going back to yourself, enjoying yourself and finding a grounding. Because I think when it comes to politics, we don't want to take away from uniting. We can still be a family, we can still connect, though we have differences of opinion when it comes to politics, views of opinion, and things that bother us. But just be very mindful about your space, because your space is the only thing you can control. How you respond to people's reaction is what you can control, not what people say.
So it sounds like you're saying, you know, set those boundaries when it comes to talking about politics.
Yeah, know your own boundaries before walking in and then set those boundaries. Yeah.
And another thing that might be coming up with family, no matter what year, what election we're going through, is just those personal comments, you know, about milestones, like when are you going to get married, when are you going to have kids, things like that. So how can you set boundaries when it comes to talking about those issues?
I always start by saying respectfully when I'm ready. Be like the broken record, right? Or you could also, if it's like a parent or an aunt, be like auntie whoever, or mom whoever, or dad whoever, or sister whoever it is. It really affects me because validate yourself. I do feel some type of way or feel uncomfortable when you ask me that and you put added pressure to me. So moving forward, I would appreciate if you not ask me about these things because I'm still trying to figure them out respectfully. And honoring yourself in that part. And if they keep on insisting it, you could always walk away. And just saying, okay, I'm gonna walk away from this conversation because I'm not sure how you want me to answer. Or you could always go, my thing is like, nothing changed, still the same. So when I'm ready, I'll let you know. Do that kind of like passive aggressive sarcasm.
Brush it off a little bit.
Exactly.
So walking away, brushing things off, those are just some of the ways that you're saying we can deal with stressful situations.
Yeah, and then you could also, like, if you feel like it, have that set boundary around, it bothers me that you keep asking me because I'm still trying to figure out where I'm at, and it's also not a focus for me right now. So I would appreciate it if we just don't talk about it moving forward. If it's a parent, let them know in advance. I don't want to talk about my personal life. I don't want to talk about when I'm getting married, when we're going to have kids, whatever the situation may be. I would put that in the forefront to whoever, and then that would be that security part that you have like an ally, like, hey, leave her alone, she's not trying to discuss that, move forward, and then that's another way to cope ahead.
And when it comes to not just having those types of conversations, let's say we're just cooking in the kitchen, all the family's there, but it's getting kind of hectic, you might just feel like your lid's about to pop off. What are some ways that you can regulate your emotions in those situations?
Okay, so I am a dialectical behavior therapist. So DBT is huge, and we have some distress tolerance skill. And we have a skill called TIP. What we do is tip the temperature. So if your body's always gonna tell you when it's uncomfortable, a couple of things that you can do is drink some cold water. If there's ice cold water next to you and you can't leave the room, drink some ice cold water. Go step away, take a couple deep breaths, like inhaling in 4 breaths and exhaling in 6 breaths. Just take some deep breaths. If that doesn't work, put some music on in your AirPods to distract you, though the environment is chaos. And then we have what we call paramuscle relaxation, just tensing for 10 to 6 seconds, different parts of your body, and releasing it. And then always excuse yourself, say, I'm gonna go out for some air, I'll be right back. then give yourself some time before you re-engage.
And it helps just keep the situation
It just
light
keeps the
and
situation
positive.
light and positive, yeah. And if you're also feeling uncomfortable, I would say have something you can manipulate. For some people who could be fidgety or when they're anxious, they tend to move. Bring something in your hand that you can squeeze. So that's always helpful.
You can learn more about Miss El-Temakomi's counseling services at guidanceofhope.com. And still to come on CTV News, if you already got your turkey and side dishes, you might be forgetting a special drink.
We're here today with Danielle Edwards with Beyond Happy Hour, and we're going to learn how to make some holiday drinks for this Thanksgiving season. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
An official message from Medicare.
I usually love plot twists, but this year I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You don't want any surprises. You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And make sure your prescriptions are covered. That's important.
And save some money.
Paperbacks and saving bucks? I like that.
Review your coverage and compare your health options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Welcome back. Some families are already in the kitchen preparing for their Turkey Day feast. Whether you're having an intimate gathering or an all-out feast, the excitement for this Thursday is already in the air. CTV's Katara Jones went out to Bowie to find out from shoppers what's on the menu this Thanksgiving. Katara?
That's right, Mariah. Thanksgiving is just 3 days away, and I don't know about you, but I am so excited to sit down with my family and have a delicious Thanksgiving Day feast. Now, on the menu at my house, we're having turkey, potato salad, cornbread, and of course, my mom's famous homemade rolls. But that had me thinking, what are people in Prince George's cooking for Thanksgiving? Or are people simply skipping cooking and going out to eat? Well, we spoke to shoppers at this Safeway in Bowie, and many say they are so excited to cook for their family this Thanksgiving. So you said how many people are you cooking for?
22.
22 is a lot. Tell us what's on the menu for Thanksgiving.
Oh boy. Well, we have turkey, dressing, lamb, salmon, potato salad, mashed potatoes, sweet potato pudding. What else do we have? Of course, cranberry sauce and rolls. Oh, we have string beans, kale, collard greens. What am I missing? I think, oh, of course, then dessert. We have apple pie, and we're going to have a peach cobbler. And what's the other one?
Now, are you cooking all of those dishes?
No, I'm doing about 5 different things, but my relatives and, friends are bringing the other items.
We have turkey, salmon, macaroni and cheese, corn pudding, sweet potatoes, sweet potato casserole, dressing, string beans, lemon meringue pie, and banana split pie. And rolls.
Okay, that sounds amazing, and you look so happy and excited. Tell us, what are you most looking forward to when it comes to hosting your family for Thanksgiving?
Just being with my family, because I don't see them all the time. I have some coming from out of town.
I do my string beans in a crock pot with smoked turkey. That's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're bringing a dish for Thanksgiving.
Bringing a dish for Thanksgiving. That's it. Just meeting with all my other relatives, my in-laws, sister-in-law, cousins, and just all the family, probably about 15 of us or so.
And what do you enjoy most about breaking bread with your family?
Just being thankful to see everyone to be together and in good health.
Now, if you plan to ditch cooking and are going to go out to eat this Thanksgiving, keep in mind that many restaurants are requiring that their guests pre-order their meal before this Thursday. So just make sure you check out their website before you head out this Thanksgiving. Katara Jones, CTV News.
Thank you, Katara. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. And all those side dishes and desserts might be ready to impress, but what about the cocktails? Our Michaela Newton and Bryce Parker are shaking things up in the CTV kitchen with Danielle Edwards from Beyond Happy Hour. They're crafting festive and flavorful cocktails guaranteed to elevate your Thanksgiving celebrations. Let's check it out.
All right, we're here in the CTV News kitchen and we're super excited. Today we're here with Danielle Edwards, the owner of Beyond Happy Hour. Danielle, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks
I'm
for
Michaela
having me.
Newton.
I'm Bryce Parker, and today we're going to learn how to make some holiday drinks for this Thanksgiving season. So what are we going to get into first?
Hi, how y'all doing today?
Good.
Thanks
excited.
for having me back. So today we're going to be making 2 Thanksgiving-friendly cocktails.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, and the reason why I say Thanksgiving-friendly because you can't have Thanksgiving without turkey, right? So our cocktails today are going to be made with wild turkey.
Okay.
All right. So the first cocktail we're going to be making is called a Harvest Highball. All right. So we're going to take a rocks glass and I'm going to fill it up with some ice.
Okay.
Get a little ice in there. Okay, and then we're gonna take that wild turkey and we're gonna do a nice 2-ounce pour. Next ingredient I'm gonna use is some homemade sage ginger simple syrup.
You made this yourself?
I made this myself, yes,
Okay.
with sage and ginger.
nice.
And 1 part sugar, 1 part boiling water, let it sit overnight, strain, put it in a glass bottle, and then you can keep in your refrigerator up to like 60 days.
Really?
Yes. Next thing I'm gonna use is some pear nectar. Pear is a fall fruit, so we want to have all things fall in this cocktail. And we're gonna take that, give it a nice stir. So we're not baking a cake, so we don't wanna mix it. We just wanna stir it gently. And to top that off, we're gonna use a little bit of ginger ale, just a nice splash. And to make her pretty, we're gonna use a skewered crystallized ginger and pear, because again, ginger, pear, Thanksgiving, turkey,
Right, the whole
right?
thing.
All right.
Keeping it very festive.
Keeping it very festive.
And where did you get the crystallized pear from?
The crystallized ginger, I actually found it at Giant.
Okay, nice.
I found it at Giant. It's like ginger candy. It's really good.
And you can get all of these ingredients from the liquor store or besides the one that you made at home?
Well, I got the pear nectar from Giant as well. I made the simple syrup, and of course, you get your other ingredients from the liquor store.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
All right. Would you like to try it?
Yes, thank you.
Would you like to try one?
Of course. Well, cheers.
Cheers. That's strong.
This is really good.
That's really strong, but it's good. I like.
I'm a fan of brown liquor, so this is really good to me.
It's good, but it's strong.
Well, I'm glad you guys like it.
Yes.
Okay, so for the next cocktail we're going to be making is a autumn sangria, okay? So we're going to be using Linganore wine, which is a local winery right here in Frederick, Maryland, okay? So today we're going to be using their rosé. So I'm going to take about 2 ounces and pour it into our shaker.
Yeah, I've been to Linganore. They have some really great festivals.
They
and stuff
have
like
some
that.
amazing
Yeah.
festivals, and this is why I chose to use their brand wine today. All right, we're also going to add a little bit more of that wild turkey, because again, your sangrias should only be like 4 basic ingredients: your wine, your liquor, your fruit, and a little bit of juice. So we have our wine, we have our liquor. We're also going to add a little peach schnapps because this wine is not sweet. So this is just going to be like a little sweetened element. And a splash of pineapple juice. All right, just to kind of balance it out a little bit.
And are these your own recipes? Like, did you come up with this recipe yourself for these drinks?
These are my own recipes, yes.
Nice.
These are all my own.
Can people find these recipes on your site?
Yes, on my site, beyondhappyhour.com. All my social media handles are Beyond Happy Hour as well, okay? We're gonna go ahead and give her a nice little shake. And I'm gonna pour her in this nice. All right.
I can smell it all the way over here.
It smells
so
great,
good.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, so again, you can't have a good sangria without some fruit. So I'm gonna put some orange slices in there, a couple of pieces of pear, because again, pear is a fall fruit. And we're gonna put a couple of apple cubes in there as well. Would you like to do the honors?
Yes, I would.
All right, and I have one here made for you, Michaela.
Thank you.
There you go.
Cheers again. Yeah.
This is really good.
That tastes good. I love that.
Thank you. Glad you like it.
And I would say, especially if you're not like a fan of, you know, brown liquor, like more refined taste, I would say that this one could possibly be something that you might enjoy.
Yeah, this one is really good. It's not like sweet, like you said, so it's really not as strong as this one, but I love both of them, so it's really good.
I'm glad you enjoy them.
If you want to find any of these recipes, you can go to beyondhappyhour.com. We're going to finish these drinks, but we'll toss it back to you.
Thanks, Michaela and Bryce. That looked absolutely amazing, and it looks like you had a lot of fun. If you want to whip up your own Harvest Highball or Autumn Sangria, like they said, head over to BeyondHappyHour.com for the recipes. Cheers to a flavorful Thanksgiving. And don't move. Simon Buggs is here with our Wednesday sports page after the break.
PTSD isn't something that is just going to go away on its own.
Treatment works. It helps.
There's no shame in treatment.
Just do it. Your world will be so different afterwards.
It's a warrior sickness. It's not a coward sickness.
Never too late.
I guarantee you it'll help you.
It will change your life.
It turned my life around.
You can find peace.
I never thought I could feel this good.
Walk through those doors, take the step.
Go get help. It's the best and bravest thing you could ever do.
Treatment works.
What up, sports fans? It's time for your Wednesday sports page. Now, football fans, you'll love this as I got the chance to talk to two powerhouse teams in the county that are getting ready to square off against each other. Take a look.
It will be a game for the books on Friday as the Wise High School football squad will try to continue their quest to hang back-to-back championship banners as they will host the 9-2 Flowers Jaguars. The Pumas are looking like one of, if not the best team in the county, as they still look as dominant as ever during this year's postseason as they're coming off of a 39-14 victory over Dundalk. The playoffs are a different animal than the regular season as the level of competition and desire to win can increase drastically. And head coach Steve Rapp touched on what has been vital to the team, making sure they stay focused in order to keep advancing in the postseason.
The process, right? Living in the process, owning the process, and taking control of the process. I think for us, right, from day one, the opponent's only been us, and that's our attitude. That's how we're going to do it, and we'll live right there until we figure it all the way out.
Now the Pumas and Jaguars met earlier in this season and Wise did come out on top 28-7. I also caught up with defensive lineman Trent Wilson and QB Eric Wedge and they told me what they think the team needs to do in order to walk away with another dub against the Jags.
We're going to do what we do, and we're going to make sure that, come out victorious. We're going to do what we have to do to win. We're going to be dominant on both sides of the ball. We're going to be dominant on defense, stopping the run, stopping the pass, and offense, we're going to run and pass the ball very effectively. And we're just going to play wild football, no matter who the opponent is.
I would say the first game, we played a good first half, but we played a bad second half. Like, if the game was closer, we could have easily, slipped up. I feel like we got to have a great game the whole game because they come in and fight. They're not, this could be their last game, so they're going to come here and fight.
And Flowers will definitely be looking to put up a good fight as over in Springdale, the Jaguars are also gearing up for the matchup. Flowers is playing some good football also, and head coach Damian Powell loves how much cohesion his squad has been playing with during their playoff run.
I like that they came and played together. They found a way to win each and every game. We got better week by week. We have a very young squad. We're starting to play smash mouth football, playing tough defense, and my quarterback's playing it well. So as a whole team collectively, I think we all came together, especially as a young group, week by week, and we found a way to make it click.
It's going to take a lot to take down a team of Wise's caliber, and Powell and some players on the team gave their thoughts on what they need to do this time around in order to avoid taking another L against the Pumas.
Just play Jaguar football, our style football. Like I said, there's no excuse having a young team. We have a young team, but they learned a lot from that game. And so now getting it back, coming back around, I think they're going to come with a little bit more energy, a little bit more focus, and be ready to make some big plays. So we're a whole different team from where we was on week 7, and we're ready to play.
We just got to show more effort. We got to have grit, be more aggressive, have good attitude coming into the game, and we're going to come out on top without a problem.
Still same thing, just come out there, be competitive, not think too much about it, just still play football, don't be into your head too much. That's really it.
Big factor is play as a team, play with energy as a team. The sideline really matters. Just bringing up your teammates and bringing up everything they do is just the best factor.
And as we wrapped up our interview, Favors, who is one of the leaders on this squad, told me what the message was to his team as they head into Friday.
Why not us? I just feel like as a team and the energy we bring, why can't it be us?
Kickoff is on Friday at 3 o'clock. Definitely make sure y'all slide to the game. Should be a good one.
All right, thank you so much, Simon.
No problem.
And that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again Monday. Good night.
Good night, everyone, and happy Thanksgiving.